Hello and good morning. It is Cherie Mathieson from Big Notes Get Votes. I hope you're having an amazing day today, and I'm coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube and on Instagram over here via the Big Notes Get Votes channel, which is my platform for helping singers build confidence in their singing and their performance abilities. So, why am I here today? Well, I've been asked a few questions with consistency over the last kind of 7 years of being a vocal coach, and I've had interactions with these kind of questions myself. I've asked myself these questions as a pro singer over the last sort of 28 years. So I thought it might be good to come to you and share some of these common questions and to maybe offer some answers and some tips that I've noticed certainly for myself as a singer, but also when I work with emerging artists or established artists. These are the things that we tend to work on. Now, interestingly, today's question is actually one I get asked by non-pro singers. So the people that I meet day to day who aren't in the music industry. The question I get asked the most is, can anyone sing? And I'm a firm believer that anyone can sing, because as long as you've got the instrument, you just simply need to know a few things about it, and I want to share that with you today. So the first thing to be sure, and actually this crosses over to anybody who uses their voice and wants to sing either professionally or just for fun, is that you have to identify as a singer first. So it's really hard if you're having that kind of internal struggle with yourself where you're like, I'm not a singer, and then go and try to sing, because it's literally like an internal conflict. So you just got to own it. You just got to say to yourself, I am a singer, I am fabulous, and I am where I am. I'm unique as I am. And what I'm going to do is develop my craft based on what my end goals are. Now, if your end goal is to have a performance at Coachella, then you definitely have a slightly different roadmap than someone who may want to sing at an upcoming upcoming event for their partner's birthday or for a wedding, or just wants to sing for fun. I think all of those still make you a singer, and it's really about how you see yourself first, how you identify as a singer first and foremost, and then the rest we can work out, But if you're telling yourself you can't do it, it's really hard to move forward with the practices that you need to do to get better at singing and to craft. Because like anything, it's practice. Anything is practice. The only thing that we're definitively born with that makes us, and I like to look at it as a positive, that makes us unique, is the structure of our face, our vocal tract, so the size of our larynx, how much space we have in our oral cavity and in our nasal passages, because that's what makes our resonance or our timbre or tone super unique. We can, of course, modify that the more we know how to use our voice, and that's actually the next step, or one of the next steps. But that's actually something that I want you to consider as a unique tool for making your signature sound. That's basically what it does. So whenever I work with artists, and I like us to record our performances, we video everything that we do, and we watch back, and we have a really clear, constructive framework for assessing where we're at. And I want you to do this for yourself as well. Next time you see or hear yourself back, I want you to say 3 things that you love about your performance or your voice. And then I want you to look at 3 things that you'd like to improve upon. As long as you have that balance all the time, then you're moving forward. Because any negative self-talk is just going to hold you back. And that's not what we want. We want everyone to feel super confident in their singing ability. And it really does start with identifying as a singer. And it does start by identifying what's unique about you positively, but also what your default settings are, so that you can work out what you need to work on. So that's the first step. Identify as a singer. The second step is look after your instrument. And for my coaching curriculum, I have one rule, which is if it hurts, don't do it. And then the 2 things that I focus on the most are vocal health and the efficiency of sound production. So healthy instrument, because without that, you can't do anything, can't layer over any fancy techniques, do any riffs, runs, belting. And then we figure out what we want to do and how to make it most efficiently. And so that process of vocal health, that really is important. And that is as simple as being mindful of your speaking voice, making sure you have enough water and sleep, or just even understanding that your body is housed, your instrument is housed in your body, and everything that impacts your body is going to impact your voice. And so I want you to consider vocal health as a primary focus when you're wanting to sing. That will also take away some of those negative feelings that you might feel when you're singing. You're like, oh, it hurts when I go for those notes. Something's not right either fundamentally from a vocal health perspective. Don't freak out though, because sometimes it's a small tweak like relaxing or releasing tension. And then if it is something that you're concerned about, you can always go and see a health professional to help check in, and they can give you some really great rehab exercises. And literally 99% of people that I've worked with who have had any issues with their voice have always worked them out. There is literally only one person I know that can't sing, and that's Julie Andrews, bless her soul, after having vocal surgery. But it really can be worked out, kind of like any other muscle in our body. So vocal health is important. Look after it day to day. The next step is learn how your voice works and making sure, again, that you are producing sound in an efficient way. And that's where your vocal coach comes in. So with my coaching curriculum, we have a framework that's prepare, which is learning about the daily vocal cord habits and everything that you do off stage to look after your voice. Then we look at practice as the next phase. What's an effective practice plan? And based on us doing this little self-assessment of what do I want to work on? What do I love about my voice? We use that to inform our practices, and we create a super effective practice plan, including warming up your voice, warming down your voice, specific vocal workouts or techniques. And then the third thing is a polish or a song study. So we look at troubleshooting in the third leg of the framework, and that's where we'll record a song and we'll break it down bit by bit. Breath management, voice quality choices, any embellishments or ornamentations that help us to tell the story in the way that we want, if it's a cover or if you're writing songs, really being clear about how to tell the story in the way that you want, with the emotional delivery you want. And then what we're working towards 9 times out of 10 are performances. So it's prepare, practice, polish, and perform. And that is a cyclical framework. So when you know as a person that is thinking, can I sing? Can anyone sing? You got to see that 30,000-foot view, but then focus on what matters most to you first. And when you're learning about your voice, the best thing to do is to sing. And video yourself performing, do that song study, watch it back, give yourself props for what's working, what you want to work on, so that it can inform your practice, so that it can inform your polish. And if you're feeling good, you can actually even, or confident about the performance, you can even pop it up on YouTube or do a live stream. And then that creates a performance opportunity for you as well, especially when you're starting out and you may not have an opportunity to be gigging or doing anything regularly, even if you are an emerging or an established artist. A lot of the people I work with, established, only maybe perform seasonally, like during summer. And to keep them gig fit, I call it, in the downtime, we will spotlight singular songs in what I call a song study and do a video performance review. But you can do that as well. And it informs you with so much information about how you are as a singer, the things that you love, and then it informs what you want to work on. Plus creates those little performance opportunities if you're game enough to do a live stream or pop it up on YouTube. So those 3 tips are my best tips to boost your confidence, to feel like if you're on the fence and you're like, ooh, can anyone really sing? Those 3 things, that's the steps that you need to take. What I do before I start working with my artists is we have an artist questionnaire, and the majority of the questions that I'm answering, I've been answering questions last week. I've got a couple more questions I'm going to answer. In fact, tomorrow's is how to find your vocal range and best key for selecting songs to sing. And why I'm doing this is because I want to help you feel like you're not alone in the singing department, because these are such common questions that I get in this artist questionnaire that I like to speak to them often and answer a few questions, hopefully share a few tips. But also on Thursday, I'm hosting a masterclass that is the 4 must ask questions to developing your voice. So when you are starting out in particular with that framework in mind of prepare, practice, polish, and perform, sometimes you're like, where the heck do I start? Or even if you're emerging or an established artist, it's kind of a great place to check in and go, what should I be focusing on right now? And so in the masterclass, I take you through these 4 questions, which spits you out an answer of which stage of my framework you're at and gives you a really personalized plan. So I'll put the link into that if you need some help with that. It's Big Notes Get Votes /quiz masterclass. And you can come and hang out with me and we can do a one-on-one with some questions. But of course, if you've got any questions, you can pop them in the comments box right now, and I'll love to answer them. But aside from that, I just hope that today has helped you to feel a little bit more confident about understanding that anyone can sing. There's just a few key steps. Firstly, identifying that you are a singer and that you can do it, that you're super unique, and that's the genius about you. That's the speciality. That's your special sauce. And that you've got to focus on that, but then also see the areas that you want to develop. Vocal health is the first step of that path, because once you've got that healthy instrument, then you can keep on building to work with a vocal coach and get some great techniques that are going to help you to sing in the way that you want or tell the stories that you want to tell safely and efficiently, and you'll have a blast when you're in that zone. It's an absolute blast. So I hope that's been helpful for you. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you tomorrow, or jump into the masterclass and have an amazing day. Bye.